Disney is often referred to as the happiest place on earth. I mean, I can see why. You have screaming and crying children, long lines, and complaining Karens. I'm just kidding. I love Disney.
I just love theme parks. I love roller coasters. I'm always one waiting extra long in line just so I can sit at the front. And I love Disney so much. I went to Disneyland Paris when I was young, and that is such a strong memory. I loved every minute of it. Have not been to the one in Orlando though, but one day.
Me neither, but you're lucky that you went to the one in Paris. Did you say Paris? Whoo, man, lucky. I've only been to Disney World in Florida, and I want to go back there soon. Like, maybe the whole Most Amazing team can go there as like
once COVID
like
is
a
over.
class trip, a company trip. You know, once things have settled down.
Field trip.
Yeah. But for now, we can only talk and dream about Disney. Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, Lindsay Ivan.
And I'm your other host, Eamon Hassan, and today we are bringing you the top 10 abandoned Disney projects. Starting us off at number 10 is Fire Mountain. In the mid-90s, Fire Mountain was an unbuilt roller coaster that park officials were considering adding to the Adventureland area of the Magic Kingdom. The ride was based on the film Atlantis: The Lost Empire and would have taken park goers to an active volcano located between Splash Mountain and Pirates of the Caribbean. The story of the ride was set in 1916. Preston Whitmore is trying to make Atlantis' existence public and starts offering expeditions to visitors. The vehicles they're in are forced to unexpectedly take a detour through the volcano.
But the whole plan was cancelled due to the film doing shockingly bad and underperforming at the box office. The ride was originally designed to be built to compete with Universal Studios' Islands of Adventure, but after visiting it and basically realizing that it was a mess and no threat to Walt Disney World, they decided to just cancel the whole construction of this ride.
Before we visited and they're like, this ain't
They're like, oh, this is our competition?
Yeah.
Never mind. In our ninth spot, we have The Nightmare Before Christmas. I am disappointed that this project never got finished because I'm a huge fan of The Nightmare Before Christmas and Jack Skellington. It's just a classic movie. Is it a movie to watch during Halloween? Is it a movie to watch during Christmas? The answer is, it's a movie to watch during both of my favorite holidays. Like, that's amazing. But anyways, The Nightmare Before Christmas ride was going to be built beside the evil It's a Small World ride at Disneyland. Seriously, that ride is cursed or something. It was going to have guests in a flying coffin help Jack save Christmas. And at the end of the ride, it was going to show Jack and Sally hugging in the snow. How cute. But for some reason, the project was scrapped. However, every year from Halloween to Christmas, Disneyland redecorates the Haunted Mansion ride to be Nightmare Before Christmas themed. So, in a way, we get our nightmare fix, but not in the way that they originally intended.
At number 8, we have Pop Century Resorts. The foundation of the resort had two parts to it, the legendary years and the classic years, and those two parts were connected by a bridge called the Generation Gap. Very literal and ironic, I know, but the legendary years would have represented the 1900s all the way to the 40s, and the classic years would have represented the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. The original plan was for the resort to open in 2001, but then due to construction delays it was pushed back another year. And then 9/11 happened, which plummeted tourism to basically nothing. The opening was then postponed again because there was zero demand for hotel rooms. Construction on the classic years side continued until its opening in 2003, but the legendary years side hasn't been touched since 2001. In 2006, Disney announced they would restart construction on the abandoned side, but that never happened. LOL. In 2010, it was announced Disney's Art of Animation Resort would be replacing the legendary side, but the original buildings still stand. As for the classic years side, we don't talk about that no more.
Making our way down the list at number 7, we have the Food Rocks. Food Rocks was opened in 1994 and featured a musical show with animatronic figures. Kind of like the Chuck E. Cheese band, but more classy in a way and less scary.
I don't think it can be classy in any way.
Well, I don't know, but the Chuck E. Cheese band is terrifying with their
They really are.
evil eyes. The Food Rocks was an animatronic show in the Land Pavilion at Epcot. It opened in 1994 and was all about the importance of eating healthy. The animatronics were different types of food, but with human features. They then would make funny parodies of songs like "Every Breath You Take" was "Every Bite You Take."
That's a great song, first of all. Just wanted to put that out there. Now, the vaudeville style show was basically meant to teach kids about the 4 food groups, but was eventually shut down in 2004. But according to Modern Mouse Radio, the whole stage was left intact and is just hidden behind the walls. Even the animatronic figures are said to be resting behind the walls, so while you're queuing up for that flight simulator ride, just remember those singing food items are right there.
Ew. Can you imagine if they just started singing all of a sudden? They're like, every bite you take.
Dude, I'd get so scared. I'm like, where's this coming from?
What is this coming from?
Are you hearing that? Like, where is that?
So creepy. In our 6th spot, we have the Beastly Kingdom. The original plans for the Animal Kingdom was supposed to incorporate 3 categories of animals: real, extinct, and imaginary. So the Beastly Kingdom was supposed to be a section of the Animal Kingdom Park that focused on mythological animals. They had plans to have a quest of the Unicorn Hedge Maze, a boat ride based on Fantasia, and even a massive castle home to a fire-breathing dragon. Like, that sounds awesome. And that castle's dragon was planned to be the largest animatronic creature in the whole park. Now, there is no conclusive reason as to why this idea was abandoned, but every year there is new hope that Disney will follow through with this idea.
Coming in at number 5 is Walt Disney's Riverfront Square. Okay, so this project was a huge deal because it was meant to be Disney's 2nd park after the one in California. Now, if you weren't aware, Walt Disney grew up in Missouri, so in 1963 he met up with St. Louis's mayor to talk about the plans. It was meant to be a theme park right by the riverfront area, which worked out since the area was already undergoing renovations due to a city celebration. The park would have taken up 2 blocks and its entrance would have been very similar to Disneyland's Main Street one. Attractions like the Haunted Mansion, Pirates of the Caribbean, and the Western Riverboat ride were all meant to be at this park. Unfortunately, the plans for the park completely fell through in 1965 due to financial and ownership issues. Walt then turned all his focus to the Walt Disney World in Florida, and I mean, it's a good thing he did too. That one's vibing. At number 4 is the People Mover. So this ride is essentially a transport attraction that opened up at Tomorrowland at Disneyland, California back in 1967. Parkgoers would board these small trains that toured around Tomorrowland from above, and as fun and safe as that ride sounds, it really wasn't. A month into the ride being in operation, a 16-year-old guy tripped and fell onto the track, and the oncoming trains crushed him and dragged his body for a few hundred feet before actually stopping. Can you imagine having a death only 1 month into the ride opening? That is not a good track record. And no, that is not the only death the ride caused.
Was that a pun intended?
Yes.
This is not a good track. That was clever. I like that. But seriously, that is terrifying. But that wasn't the reason why the ride was closed. The ride was closed in August of 1995 because the Disney team thought that it was too old school. As a result, it was replaced by the Rocket Rods 3 years later, which then didn't last too long as well. But not to fear, a lot of the pieces of the train from the original ride are still used in other parts around the resort. And the track is still in Tomorrowland, just unused. In 2010, Disney announced that the ride was coming back. But it's been 10 years and nothing has happened, so let's just hope that they get that whole death by ride thing figured out. Yeah. We don't need any more of those.
10 years, I don't think the comeback's happening.
No, it's definitely not. Coming in at number 3, we have Cranium Command. The Wonder of the Life Pavilion had a short-lived life. It opened in October of 1989 and closed in 2007. The pavilion was designed to be educational yet fun. It focused all about the human body. Now, one of the rides at this attraction was called Cranium Command. For this ride, guests were sent on a mission into the human brain of a 12-year-old boy. Yeah, not creepy at all. You were then called a Cranium Commando, and alongside Buzzy, a tiny soldier, you would help complete this mission. Not gonna lie, I've seen footage from this ride and it looks really creepy. So you're inside a theater that is designed to look like you're inside this boy's head. So you're inside his head, looking out of his eyes, seeing what he is seeing. Then it's kind of like a simulator ride where you just watch the story unfold while your chair vibrates and moves to whatever is happening. But unfortunately, this ride was abandoned after having one of their sponsors back out.
Now at number 2 is Discovery Island. This 11.5-acre island is located on Walt Disney World's property and was actually open to guests between 1974 to 1999. Walt bought the island in 1965 and it was initially called Treasure Island. Parkgoers went there to look at wildlife because it was essentially a miniature zoo. You could look at animals like flamingos, swans, and more. Fun fact, the island's facilities were the last known home of the dusky seaside sparrow before it went extinct. Things got ugly in 1989 when PETA accused Disney of mistreating vultures that landed on the island. Disney actually even confirmed this by saying some of the birds died while employees tried to capture them. Officials then charged him with 16 counts of animal cruelty, but they were eventually dropped. The island closed in 1999 for undisclosed reasons, and all of its animals got moved to Disney's Animal Kingdom. The island is still there, just sitting there abandoned with zero signs of development. Funnily enough, a man went to the island in April of this year during the pandemic. He called it a tropical paradise and had no idea it was off limits. He was soon arrested.
And finally, in our number 1 spot is River Country Park. River Country Park opened in 1976 and was the first water park at Walt Disney World. The park was designed to look like a swimming hole and had fake mountains with water slides. But a lot of tragedy occurred at this park, which contributed to being shut down. In 1980, a boy was killed at the park after getting a bacterial infection from one of the pool's water. The bacteria attacked his brain and nervous system, which then killed him.
I was smiling all throughout she was talking about that death. I wasn't smiling at the death, I was just smiling at something Lindsay did beforehand. I'm some sadistic fool. Either way, I digress. Then, just 2 years later, another boy passed away at the park. Sadly, he drowned after coming off of one of the water slides. Like, surely after the first death, they would have improved things, installed more safety measures, at least something.
I guess not, because then in 1989, another boy drowned there. What's creepy is that their advertisements read, "Bring a swimsuit and a smile. You're likely to wear both out at River Country." More like, bring a swimsuit and a death wish. Like, seriously, it's tragic what happened there.
Oh god. The park then closed its doors in November of 2001, but most of it is still there. In fact, some say that the park is now haunted. People have speculated that the land is permanently cursed with bad luck, which is what makes it very attractive to urban explorers who go there.
We should go there for a future video.
Oh, I don't know about that.
And that's all for today's video. Let's move on to our comment shout out. We'll be shouting out comments from our video, Top 10 Scary Questions to Never Ask a Ouija Board, Part 2.
This one is from Evo Girl, Ace, Sanvan, Seaman, Hasland, Manvan. Good luck.
Manvan.
Manvan.
That's so bad. They're talking about our collab names.
Yeah.
Sayman.
Sayman, Sanvan. Just none of these are really just doing it for me. I appreciate the effort though.
Yeah.
But it's a no for me. Maria B says, once I summoned a spirit and asked him if he would date me. Maybe he was shy. He never responded. I'm still waiting. Oh my god, a ghost literally ghosted you. That's the peak anime betrayal right there. I'm so sorry, Maria.
Funny. El Antonio commented, "And I'll see you when I see ya." The great Lindsay Ivan. Yes, I say that every single video.
It's cute. I like it.
Thank you.
It's a catchphrase.
It is. Oh, it's another comment shout out from Evo Girl. Evo Girl, woo. Evo Girl commented, "Personally, I like the Man Van and Ace."
Oh god.
Man Van just
what if
isn't
it becomes a thing? What if Man Van becomes a thing?
That's terrible. That's horrible.
We're gonna get stuck with a ship name we don't like.
No.
Guys.
Miss777 commented, "Oh my gosh, girl power! Woo! Y'all look so cute together like this." Not trying to sound creepy. No, it's not creepy.
No,
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Go indeed.
Yeah. And that's all the comments I'm showing out for today's video. Make sure to comment something down below for a chance to be featured in our next comment shout out. And as always, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Most Amazing Top 10 for more amazing videos. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan.
And I've been Eamon Hassan.
And I'll see you when I see ya. Bye!
I swear I'm just not, like, zucchini noodles just don't digest well in my stomach. Happened to me before.
But The Food Rocks was an animatronic. The Food Rocks was an Nope. The Food Rocks was an animatronic show in the Land Pavilion at Epcot.
Epco?
Epcot.
Is it? I don't know. I'm talking on my ass.
Apricot. The food
coming in at number 5 is Wait. Oh, that says Walt. Sorry. At Alabama Fort is
Do that again because I was like, nasty.
back in 1967. Part. Do you want to say? Oh, sorry, that was my own shadow. I thought you did this, so you were gonna say something, but it really was just my own hand. Sorry.
Or it's a ghost.
Pot goes would board this. Wow. Walt Disney. Sorry. Idiot.
I would love to go there and explore like an abandoned location though. That'd be cool. Which contributed to it being. What's another word for contributed?
Yeah, you had it there.
Oh, which contributed it to being shut down. Okay.